Welcome to the next installment of my video lecture series for managerial economics. And in this particular video lecture, I'm going to be taking a look at one of the questions from the week number 3 quiz that was quite difficult for students. In particular, this relates to question number 17. It's one of the two questions that you could have potentially been asked. For a further reference, it's item number text question 3.5. All right. And in this one, you're asked to draw an isoquant. In particular, you're asked to assume that there's a fourth fixed production technology that exists that can produce 210 layer chips per day with 2 units of labor and 6 units of capital. But additional labor will produce no more output without additional capital, and additional capital will not produce more output without additional labor. So you realize that isoquant is going to look the same as these other isoquants. It's going to look like half of a square. It's going to have that type of shape to it. All you have to do is make sure that the point is where you have 2 workers per day and 6 units of capital. So we want to have 2 units of labor and 6 units of capital. So you go from this point straight down to 6 and all the way across. And that is the new technology. So that is the isoquant for that new technology. You are then asked, and the reason it looks this way is because remember what it says is that if you add more labor, so if I move from this point to the right, output is not going to stay the same, so the quantity is going to stay the same. Same thing for capital. If I have 2 units of workers and 6 units of capital, if I add more capital, output is not going to increase when labor is fixed. So that's why it has this sort of L shape associated with it. So that might be a sticking point for people to realize that part where it says, but additional labor will not produce more output without additional capital, and additional capital will not produce more output without additional labor. So that's why the isoquant has that particular shape. Then it asks you for the isoquant for the 4 technologies combined. So all you're doing is outlining the exterior points of the 4 isoquants that are there. So you end up with an isoquant that looks like this, and it's the exterior points. So you take the very extreme points to that point right there, to the new point for the new technology, the point for the stepper, to the point for the aligner, and then you include the bottom part of the aligner. And then the final part is use the multi-point drawing tool for a 200 layer chip that is inefficient. So if you draw anything that's inside of that isoquant that we're talking about, and make sure, I believe, that you extend it to the extremes, that is the inefficient technology. As I noticed, the reason why I made this video is I don't think anybody actually got full credit on this particular question. It's one of the more difficult questions from the chapter. I included just to see how well students are understanding and help to distinguish between the knowledge of students. So if you had this question and then you didn't get it correct, make sure that you review this video. It'll give you a good idea of what you got wrong and how to approach the problem if you were to see it again on the test number 1.